Picture this. It's 1 million years ago. You're cold, you're hungry, and everything outside your cave wants to eat you. So, what do? You rub two sticks together, create a spark, and invent fire. Right? Wrong. We have been completely lied to by every movie, cartoon, and history book we read as kids. The shocking truth is, our ancestors had absolutely no idea how to make fire. For hundreds of thousands of years, early humans were just as clueless about making a spark as your dog is about doing taxes. They didn't invent it. They couldn't create it. Yet, somehow, they used it to survive the Ice Age, grow massive brains, and conquer the planet. So, if they couldn't make it, where the heck did they get it? And more importantly, what happens when the most dangerous species on Earth gets their hands on the ultimate weapon by pure accident? Stick around, because today, we are rewriting human history. We're going to look at how humans actually became fire thieves, how a literal accident created the first BBQ, and the terrifying day the fire finally went out. Welcome to Phase 1, the theft. To early humans, fire wasn't a tool. It was a monster. It was a terrifying, glowing beast that ate forests, breathed smoke, and bit you if you touched it. But unlike the lions and bears, this glowing beast left behind something magical: warmth. In a world without central heating, winter jackets, or cozy blankets, standing next to a burning log was the greatest feeling a human had ever experienced. But here was the problem. You can't just pack up a forest fire and take it home. Or can you? Archaeologists believe that some incredibly brave, or incredibly stupid, ancestor of ours realized something profound. If you take a thick, dry branch and touch it to the fire monster, a baby monster jumps onto your branch. Congratulations, humanity. We just committed the greatest heist in biological history. We stole fire from nature. We didn't invent it. We scavenged it. Whenever a lightning strike or a volcanic eruption started a fire, humans would run towards it, not away from it. They became opportunistic fire gatherers, but getting the fire was only 10% of the battle. Keeping it alive was a nightmare. Welcome to Phase 2, the pet. Imagine having a pet that you have to feed 24/7. If you stop feeding it, it dies. And if it dies, you can't just go to the store and buy a new one. You have to wait for the sky to shoot lightning again, which might take years. Whole tribes had to designate fire keepers. Their entire purpose in life was to make sure this precious flame never went out. They carried smoldering embers in animal horns or wrapped in special fungus when they migrated. It was the most stressful game of hot potato in history. But all this stress paid off because the fire gave us something better than warmth. It gave us the greatest cheat code in human evolution: cooking. Before fire, eating was a full-time job. Raw meat and tough roots took hours to chew and digest. Chimpanzees today spend up to 6 hours a day just chewing. Nobody has time to invent civilization when you're busy chewing a raw yam for half a day. But cooking changes the game. Fire acts like an external stomach. It breaks down the tough fibers in meat and plants before they even enter your mouth. This means you get way more calories with way less effort. And where did all those extra, easy calories go? Straight to our brains. The human brain is a massive energy hog. It uses 20% of your body's calories. Without cooked food, our brains literally could not have grown this big. Fire didn't just keep us warm. It biologically engineered us into modern humans. We literally ate our way to the top of the F.
Good meat.
But relying on a pet you can't replace is a dangerous game. Phase 3 begins with a tragedy. The fire went out. No lightning storms in sight. The winter is brutal. The predators are circling outside. For early humans, losing the fire wasn't just an inconvenience. It was a death sentence. For thousands of generations, a dead fire meant you either froze, starved, or got eaten. But remember that big, juicy brain we just grew from eating BBQ? It was about to do something incredible. Early humans were tool makers. They spent hours scraping, grinding and drilling wood and stone. And if you've ever rubbed your hands together on a cold day, you know what happens when things rub together. Friction. As our ancestors drilled into wood, the kinetic energy of their movement was converted into thermal energy. The wood dust started to get hot, really hot, over 400 degrees hot. Imagine the absolute shock. You're just trying to make a pointy stick, and suddenly, you've summoned the glowing monster. You created the spicy air, they realized. I don't have to wait for the sky to throw fire at me. The fire is inside the wood. I just have to coax it out. This was the true turning point of humanity. We went from being scavengers who were at the mercy of nature to gods who could summon the most powerful force on Earth at will. We invented the hand drill, the bow drill, and eventually discovered that striking certain rocks, like flint and pyrite, created sparks. We didn't just find fire in. The journey of fire is the journey of us. We started as terrified apes, hiding from the lightning. Then we became brave thieves, carrying smoldering branches across continents. Finally, we became the masters of the spark, using it to cook our food, forge our metals, and eventually blast ourselves into the stars. Every time you flick a lighter, turn on your stove, or even start your car, you are doing the exact same magic trick our ancestors figured out thousands of years ago in a freezing cave. So, next time you go to a BBQ, pour one out for the absolute legends who dropped a raw piece of meat into a stolen campfire and accidentally invented modern humanity. If this video blew your mind, and let's be honest, realizing cavemen didn't invent fire is a total glitch in the Matrix. Hit that like button and subscribe. We've got plenty more historical lies to bust and scientific mysteries to unravel. Until next time, stay curious and keep the fire burning.